This particular webinar series is focusing around the mobile aspects of ERP. Today's presentation should be about 25 to 30 minutes. And if anybody has questions, please try and use the webinar panel on the right-hand side of the screen. Approximately 5 years ago, Janus Software Corporation began plans to move over to a new platform because of some of the shifting dynamics of the software marketplace. Previously, there was a more client-server based focus, and there's been obviously a dramatic shift over to a more web-based and mobile-based environment. And I'll talk about some of the facts and statistics around what's going on that might compel your organization to rethink your enterprise software strategy. The first fact I'll bring up is from Gartner Group. The global mobile data traffic grew 74% in 2015. Global mobile data traffic reached 3.7 exabytes per month at the end of 2015, which is up from 2.1 exabytes per month at the end of 2014. So a pretty dramatic growth in just the span of 1 year. And there's, over the past 10 years, been a 4,000-fold growth in mobile data traffic. So obviously the trends are moving towards mobile devices as the way to access information. Cisco says that mobile network connection speeds grew 20% in 2015 and will increase more than threefold in 2020. So the infrastructure is in place for this expanded growth in mobile device data access. So how is this going to benefit specifically government contractors that are using enterprise software designed for mobile? Well, there's a shift. More than 1/3 of the traffic on U.S. government websites comes from mobile devices, and 40% of smartphone owners use those devices to look up government services or information. So instead of the traditional, accessing email or, doing e-commerce or those types of things on your mobile device, more people are accessing mobile to look at pertinent business information so that they can access it wherever they are at any time. And it's giving people wider access throughout the organization as opposed to just individual core users that need to get data out to individuals via email with PDF files and Excel files. Now everyone is able to access a centralized ERP system in their own given role. So I'm going to go through a few of the reasons why it's a good idea to use a system designed for mobile. One, you can access it on any device using any browser anywhere that you have a web connection. There's no longer issues with Apple versus PC or getting to it on an iPhone, Android, tablet, anything like that. There's no compatibility issues with Internet Explorer or Firefox or Safari. No matter what you have, you can get to our application. It's now a dashboard-based design application as opposed to having a third-party reporting tool like Cognos or Crystal. There's a proprietary reporting tool that's built into the Janus Prime application that allows everyone to have access to the information that they need at any given time. And the information comes to each user as opposed to the users having to go out and find it. So there's departmental-based dashboards that give each department their own pertinent information. And there's custom dashboards for each individual user that can have their own information. And these dashboards are organized into key performance indicators or KPIs. So it's smaller sets of targeted information that each user wants as opposed to larger, more dynamic reports that each person has to break down components of a larger, detailed report to get the information that they need. Number 3, get your teams all on the same page. If everybody can access the same information and everybody's speaking the same language, you're going to be more efficient across the organization. Janus Prime's got a integrated SQL database, and the numbering schemes and all the processes built in the system will be integrated across the organization. In addition to that, you can, as a manager, assign tasks or activities to employees and track and make sure that those are getting done on time. You can share notes and documents. No matter what screen you're on in the application, you can attach a document to it, whether it be a contract screen or a project screen, or even a timesheet or an expense report. Information can be shared between users, and there can be version control on these documents so that there's collaboration rather than sending these around on email and not being able to track versions of what's out there. Number 4, there's role-based access. So it's a personalized user experience for everybody that logs into the system. If you're just an employee that's going to come in and needs to enter their time against the job and maybe access company documents like a holiday schedule or get to your benefits, it's simply broken down into just those elements. If you're a more administrative user and you need to access everything across the application, you're going to be able to access all the different modules and have the ability to customize the application to your organization's needs. The data is restricted by each user or role that gets into the system. So not only is it the area of the system that each user is allowed to see, but it's also the data within that area. So a project manager that's only allowed to see project A and B will not see C, D, and E. They'll only see the information that's pertinent to them. Data control and security. All business logic and processing is done on a server and secure location of your choice. So whether you want to host the database on your own site or host it in one of our servers in Denver, Colorado, or out in Virginia, you still access the information over the web, but the data is wherever you want it to be on the back end. The data that's transferred over the internet and data stored in the database is encrypted if you'd like it to be. So we want to make sure that people's data is as secure as possible, especially with all of the FISMA and NIST requirements that are out there for government contractors, and they need to comply by the end of 2017. And of course, there's a full audit trail of everything that's been done in the system, including those who have logged in and when they've logged in, the IP address information, and any changes that have been made by any individual. Janus Prime's got a full integrated suite that will help you to manage the entire government contract lifecycle, everywhere from the initial identification of an opportunity all the way through the planning process to when the contract becomes active and you have to manage that contract and all the compliance that goes along with it. Lots of nice features like purchasing and inventory management, subcontractor management, budgeting, forecasting, resource management, human resources, CRM, and fixed assets. All of that combined into a fully integrated database with a SQL backend. Now, what's the mobile experience like? It's a reconfigured experience that uses the same roles for each individual within the organization to show them in a mobile format what they need to see when they're out and about. And that can be on our app that you can get to on a smartphone, or you can access the native application on a tablet and it will reformat the columns based on the resolution of your screen. So just a quick peek at what the mobile app would look like. There's no configuration necessary here. Like I said, it's role-based, so you're only going to see what you're allowed to see as an individual user, and we're getting beyond just the standard timesheets that are pretty widely available in most applications that you'll find in the market. But there's a lot more that people need to do than just enter their time while they're in any given location. There's things like approvals for purchase orders or invoices that need to be done. There's events that you can access, and that's integrated with Outlook within Microsoft. You can assign tasks or look at your own personal task list. You can look at all of your customer or vendor accounts and any contacts you want to access within the application. And it's all formatted here so that it's easy to see and easy to operate within a mobile environment. What else is there? Well, I'm going to have Mike Myers walk through both the mobile app experience as well as the tablet experience to show you what you're capable of on either device.
Thanks, Dan. Now we're looking at our mobile app, and we have some different icons here to do different things. One of them is we're going to look at first is approvals, some of our workflow that's built into our system. So I bring up my approvals, and I see that I have a couple requisitions that have been submitted for approval. And right from the mobile app, I can click on the requisition, and it will give me additional information associated with that requisition. I see it's pending approval, I see the description, and I see the additional details associated with it. So right from here, I can approve a requisition or reject it, or any of our workflow items within JMIS Prime. One of the other features we have is within JMIS Prime, we have the ability to assign people tasks. And within the mobile app, I can also then look at my tasks. Let's go in and look at our tasks. I see I have a long list of tasks here. I have a draft report that's due on the 20th. Let's go look at that one. So right from here, these are the tasks that are assigned to me. It's a draft report for one of my contracts. It's due on the 20th, and it's assigned to me, and the category is red. Within this also, within the application, I can also have the system send out an email reminder for my tasks. I also have the ability to set up events, and within our JMIS Prime application, if you have it integrated with Microsoft Outlook, I can bring in events from MS Outlook and also send events from JMIS Prime to my Outlook calendar also. So now I'll click on Events, and let's see what I have here. I have a bidders meeting with Lockheed Martin. For today, I can also look at my events, all the events that I have scheduled for this month if I wanted to. And again, within the application itself, I can click on the event, and it will then open up some additional information associated with this. I see the location is at JPL Pasadena from 8 a.m. to 12:30. It looks like it lasts until tomorrow. So we have those available. I can also, if I'm out on the road and I need to contact one of my customers or someone I am working with on a business opportunity, I can also do that from the mobile app. Down here at the business accounts, I can get a list of all my business accounts here. And let's see, I need to look up someone for one of my NASA contracts. So I'm going to go into my Contact NASA, and right from here, look at my main contact here. And who do we have here? We got John Depp. So if I wanted to get additional information associated with John Depp, I can do that. And it brings up another screen that has his email address, his phone number, and in this case, we also have the ability to add attachments. And I have added a picture of him right within the application too. So that's available throughout our mobile app. I do have the ability to add attachments and add photos and so forth too. Let's go back to our main screen here. We're also going to look at the ability to use our application on a tablet, and that's what we're going to look at next. Okay, we looked at the mobile app, and now we're looking at the application using an iPad. The way our Janus Prime system was designed was to allow access from multiple devices. I'm logged into it through my iPad, and what you see here is exactly what I see on my iPad. I've logged into the application, and we've landed on what we call our company dashboard page. Over on the left-hand side, I see the functional area dashboards that we'll take a look at in a minute. But the application is controlled the exact same way as if I was on my desktop. Based on my security role, across the top are the different modules I'm allowed to access. I'm in project here, finance. On the left-hand panel is what we call, we've designed the system that all the applications look and feel the exact same way. So regardless of what module I'm in, I'm going to have my same 4 tabs here. As part of that, we've also designed it to allow us to, if I have the security permission, to access whatever functional area dashboards I'm allowed to see, and they behave the exact same way as if I was looking on my desktop. On this one, we're looking at some different charts and graphs, and like our application, I have the ability to drill through the application, the dashboards, down to the detail, all the way down to the source transaction. Within the application, I can go over, for example, and go into project, contract, look at my contract master list, and go right into our contract table. And based on the piece of hardware, whether I'm using an iPad or a tablet, if I change it from portrait to landscape, it's going to change the screen resolution. It's going to automatically resize it to fit exactly the orientation I have with my hardware. Okay, so let's also look at, for example, if I wanted to go into finance, and let's go into accounts receivable, and say I wanted to look at some of my customers. Right from here, you see it creates 2 columns, and if I click on it, I can pick exactly what customer I wanted to look at. Get the Department of Commerce. And within the application, then I can either make changes if I'm allowed to based on my security, and look at other information about my customer. Maybe I have specific contacts that I wanted to check on or make some changes to. Maybe I wanted to look at other type of locations that are available with this customer. So this is true throughout the whole application. I have access to it on my iPad right now, and it behaves the exact same way as it would be if I was sitting at my desk and working on it on a desktop. Our system is designed to work with the web regardless of what piece of hardware you're accessing it from. You just need access to a web browser to access it, or with our mobile app. In addition, let's go look at a couple reports. So I can access the application. I can also access specific reports within the application. Go to my contract project status report, pick my contract, and run the report. And there it is. Right within the report, I have the ability to drill through it. I also have the ability, if I wanted to export it or send it or email it right from here, I have that ability too. So all the reports are available. All of the dashboards are available. The application works the exact same way. Again, it is designed for the web, and all we need is a web browser or using our mobile app to be able to access the JAMIS Prime application.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And thank you, everybody, for attending today's webinar. If you have any questions, please contact us directly at the information located on your screen or visit us at www.jamis.com.